very stagnant. Yeah, someone's found a use for slugs. So some more warm sunshine this afternoon. In fact, the day is almost a repeat performance of yesterday for some, for England and Wales in particular. But lurking out in the Atlantic is still a frontal system and a rather flabby low with rain on its way up through Ireland. And the setup for the rest of the UK is more or less governed by this anticyclone over Scandinavia. So for the rest of today, and to be honest, tonight and tomorrow for Northern Ireland, once it starts to rain, it keeps going. It's light, it's not heavy, but it is quite persistent. There's not much of a breeze with it either. Trying to make some inroads into western Scotland, but if you're, say, sort of east of Perth, you should have a fine-looking afternoon. Still a breeze that more or less is on shore, but if you're inland a little bit, it'll feel reasonably warm. More sunshine is available across the border in England, and particularly down the eastern side, but with a breeze off the North Sea that's a little colder than yesterday's. You get 20 degrees in London, but you might get only 16 or 17 on the coast. West Country looks fine down to the tip of Cornwall, where the cloud is just thickening at 3 in the afternoon, looks fine as well. Pembrokeshire will stay dry until just a bit later in the afternoon, because although this does want to make some progress inland, it's very slow going. There is no real impetus. In fact, you've got something of a stagnation between that anticyclone, which we saw, and the rain coming in. So you can expect repeat performances in many ways. This is the big picture. There's the anticyclone over Scandinavia. Had we had that a month ago, we'd have had lovely weather. It's just a bit late for us. But the flabby low doesn't drive very much rain, just the persistence in Northern Ireland and sputting drizzle and rain through Scotland, Northern England, Wales and Western England during tomorrow. So here's the limited but substantially large area of fine, warm sunshine on Monday. Let's go beyond. What changes? Harvesting weather. Clearly that's not going to be true for absolutely everywhere. For the bulk of a harvest that's still standing in wet fields, if you look to your east and see this thing staying there, then it's sustainably dry, impossibly even drying weather. And I think that ought to be the dominant feature this week. So on Tuesday, although it might start grey, for England and Wales it's a pretty good looking picture. Yes, it could be drizzly in Cumbria, a bit wetter in Scotland and still for a while in Northern Ireland. But as you can see, this thing tails off to nothing. This frontal system doesn't have anything driving it at all. The high still works in our favour. And the winds aren't that strong either, so nothing's going to blow over. It's just a gentle drying breeze. Wednesday's not a bad looking picture at all. Again, it'll be rather grey to start with. Won't be overly warm, but these are spot on average temperatures. On Thursday, the remains of Hurricane Ike, I did say it, yes, are up here. We don't get anything from it. It's just a big low now. It'll be a little bit wetter and windier than you might expect, I suppose, in Scotland, but you know, it's nothing too substantial considering it's now supposedly autumn. And again, England and Wales, particularly East Anglia, Cambridgeshire if you like, the standing crops should be looking quite happily at the sun and drying. 17 to 19 degrees, consistent temperature regime. On Friday, it's a slightly different pattern, if you like. There's a weak frontal system running now through the edge of an anticyclone, which means a lot of cloud and a bit of rain and drizzle. And that's about it, really. You might just get that. But still, really, for the grain areas of eastern England, the sun prevails. So it's not a bad week for those who want to complete their harvest. Back to John.